says exposed variables now. Those are our defaults. That should be fine for now. Let's do this. And they're not moving. But they are deleting themselves, which is not terrible. Let's delete this. Let's see, let's look at the events, game object events. Yeah, let's go to onGraph start, because I think this is getting the move to location before the object actually really exists. So on graph start, not that graph. Let's try that. So what was happening was the building, yeah, there we go, wasn't coming into existence. Now we can go back to our uScript, change the spawn to something like, they look to be about, let's go half this, right? This is a good way to start learning tuning, is you go half whatever the value is, and see what the result is, which is going to be about 0.8. Okay. Also notice that they are deleting early, right? So I think what I want to do is change the amount of time. So let's do this. Let's call this 0.8. Let's change the amount of time that they are actually alive, which is time to move this distance. I want to move more than this distance. Let's move them to, let's move them that far. Apply that. Okay. I changed the distance that you're going to move, but I did not change the time to reflect a half increase, right? So let's actually make this 40, sorry, 80 and then 3. So I doubled the distance and doubled the amount of time it took to get there. So the rate is still going to be the same, right? Apply this, turn that off. Okay, let's actually, since we can be a little sloppy with this, so they are minus 30 in that direction, let's go minus 60, which is double again, right? Let's go back to here, change this to moving them, move them half again. So let's call this 4.5. And then plus half of this, which is 40. So 80 plus 40 is 120. Right? We'll apply that. Turn this back off. Now we should have an endless corridor. And we move this one, but not this one. Okay. Right? Boom. Dance the baby. Okay, now they're too close. let's see. Left and right. So let's move this one out to -8. Move this one to +8. Let's take our ground plane and make it longer. Right. So that off in the distance, we kind of can't see where it goes. We still can. Let's call this 20. Move off into the distance. There we go. All right, let's take our ground plane again. Street. Let's make it 4 wide. Maybe a little far on how far they're going, but that's okay. In fact, I will actually go back. Let's open up this building again and make the distance that they're going more like 100. All I care about is that they're not deleting on camera. Yeah, that's fine. The scene. I don't care if they're out here quite a ways. See, I'm looking at the length of the building. If I wanted to do this accurately, I'd probably just get the units of length that the building actually exists and go from there. By the way, we can probably delete this for now. Save this all, and there we go. There we have it. We have an infinite spawning building loop that will give us those results. You know, I think I would like to actually move these guys, move the spawn point even farther down into the horizon. Not much more. So -60. Let's call it this one 20. Right, doubles and halves. Always do your tuning in doubles and halves, and then if it's too far, you come back by half again, so that your math can stay pretty. Okay, there we go. Good. Now let's go back to the building. They're deleting themselves too early now. Turns back on. The time for the building to move a little bit longer distance, so I move them double. Let's call this 180. Move them in 2 seconds. Sorry, that's not correct. They're going to go really fast. Let's go back to 4 times 5. I won't stick with that yet. Sorry, apply. Oh, I've created a gap in my buildings. Okay, now let's do uScript. Change the spawn timing to 0.4 because they're so fucking far away. It's not bad. I don't mind a little bit of a gap there. They look like they were starting to 0.5, half a minute down. Okay, I got to move in 4. That's okay, because that allows me to do this. Minus 260, because I know that they're moving 300. Right? That'll get us by. Okay, watch our clones over here. They're deleting themselves. We've got a whole, but we've got a lot of them existing in the world at the same time. Okay. Oh, moving. Oh my God. Oh. Now we look like we're sort of flying or floating through the world. Okay. With a little bit of action, the illusion is kind of almost there, right? The street is not moving, if you notice. But at least now we have the sort of cyclotron effect of things are going by us, right? We're going to have to start adding a little bit of variance, though, because it is very regular. Or do we? Maybe that's enough. Maybe the idea now is that we have some spawners that create some objects off in the distance here that we're going to dodge. Right? It's a pretty wide screen. I also might have to bring those spawners in once I take this to a tablet resolution. Let's try that real quick. Game, not maximize on play, not free aspect. Let's call this. All right, I'm going to do this real quick. Build settings. This is going to take a minute, so bear with me. We're going to switch it to Android platform. It's going to take a second to change everything. Yeah, the gap actually gives it a nice little sort of feeling of like maybe I'm passing blocks or streets or something like that. We can actually potentially put some streets attached to the buildings to give you the idea that maybe there's something farther in the background. I could also make that first building a little wider, but I think there's a nice illusion kind of going on here. Okay, by the way, Josh, I noticed that there's a lot of white noise because of the fan, so I am going to hook up a regular mic maybe next time, maybe the time after. So also, you know what's sort of important, and I want you to sort of take this away, not sort of, but I want you to take this away as a piece of the lesson, which is the important thing here. Once we got everything working, what I was looking for was not just that it was working, but notice that the illusion didn't start to sell itself until I started moving the green box, right? And then you kind of came back into the physical relationship between, oh, there's this thing and it's moving left and right, and the illusion filled itself in. That's what we were trying to get to, over the last 3 or 4 hours, which was, I want you to have the sensation of speed. Good-looking buildings that are in the world, etc., are important, but they're only there to create that illusion, or the smoke and mirrors, that there's a speed sensation. Because the focus for the player at some point won't be the buildings, but the feeling is important, right? Oh, you don't hear the white noise? I can hear the fan. I guess I played it back the other day, and I get a lot of white noise in the video. Okay, so now I've changed over to an Android project, right? I am going to close this. Now my aspects in here are going to be appropriate to Android phones. So let's take one of the higher resolutions, like this one. Let's maximize that on play. And this should be representative of the screen space that we have on an Android, a large Android tablet. It's not bad. It's kind of about right. Let's try this in a smaller resolution, like this one. We can test this on this one. There we go.